Well, hello there. And this is Auntie. And I am coming to you with my review of Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 10, Deal Breakers. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family, and to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul. Thank you all so much for your continued support. There's something in my face. So I know that you all have been waiting for me to do these reviews on Married at First Sight. And let me tell you something. I have absolutely. Hey, Miss Sonia. Wait a minute. Let me shout out my members. Hold on for a second. Hey, dear Jessica. Hey, D. McFarland. Hi to Shanta. Shanta for being first. Hey, dear Miss Sonia. Hey, Randy Thompson. Hey, JW. Hi, members. Hi, you all. All right, Madeline Johnson. Thanks for making it on time, boo. But anytime you show up, even in the replays, you are on time. Okay, okay. So I know you all have been waiting for me to do these Married at First Sights, and I know I have been off on them. I get on them and then I get back off of them. Hey, Ray Della Lewis. Hey, boo. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey, Jessica. So, it's amazing when you lose weight, right? Your clothes just don't fit the same way that they used to fit. Like for some reason, this collar is, jumping down and hanging and all that kind of crap. And I don't know what is going on with it, but I mean, I'd rather, the clothes be looking that way than to still have that weight on me. So anyway, um, I wanted to talk to you about the Married at First Sight. And then, of course, on my other channel, I'm going to be talking about doing a couple of Say It Isn't So's about some things about these particular couples. Or maybe I'll intertwine them into here. I don't know. We'll look at the time and we'll see how much time we have. This season of Married at First Sight is just a little different to me. It seems like it's going back to the old Married at First Sights that we used to look at when we were really interested in the couples and it wasn't just a whole bunch of drama. It has, however, been some drama, and some of the couples are not together. So, spoiler alert, I am going to be spoiling and spreading some tea out here on this mofo, okay? So, or then again, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just review the episode and we'll just keep going on. It depends on how active you all are in the comment section, okay? On whether or not. Um, that kind of tea gets spilled, right? So anyway, the first couple that I really want to talk about is Woody and Amani. Woody and Amani are really hitting it off. And Woody is the type of guy that when we first were introduced to him, I just was like, he just seems like he's one of those kind of guys that doesn't want to really take this seriously. He's in this for the game of it, but he has really fallen in love with Amani. And, he told Amani that he was in love, indeed in love with her during the last episode, episode 10. And, she said that she wasn't there. She had a whole lot of hang-ups and different things from other relationships, which would not allow her to say the L word. The way that Amani looks at him, the way that Amani touches him, and all that, I just absolutely know that Amani is in love with this man. Whether she says it or not, her actions and her response to him shows that she is in love with him. I think that she believes that Woody is too good to be true. And maybe a lot of other people believe the same thing, that Woody is just not he's just not what he appears to be, or that the other shoe is going to drop or whatever. But I say when you in a relationship, go with the flow. Let those little red flags, keep those little those flags if you see any flags. But at the same time, I really do believe that She is just head over heels in love with him. He says all the right things. He does all the right things. And no, Woody isn't a perfect guy, but he's the type of guy who is sensitive to her needs. He cooks for her. He cleans for her. He does a whole okay. Sharon Kendrick said, I believe he's faking. He may be faking, but he seems like he is just blown away for her. I don't know away by her. One of the things that about her was that she had came out and she admitted that she didn't have a lot of sexual partners, and for a lot of men, that's a turn on when they realize that the woman that they are with. Okay, so Sharon, Randy, you believe the same thing? Okay. But I just really believe that he is saying and doing all the right things for her that are really just turning her on. She had sex with him, they consummated the marriage like the last day of the honeymoon. And I was shocked about that, right? But there's just, there's an attraction that the both of them have from the giddy up. And I say, live your best life, do what you do. This is her husband, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, it's a guy that she's dating. The two of them talked about in this episode. This was about deal breakers, certain things that would break the deal in the relationship or cause them to want to walk away from the relationship. And of course, Amani said what was a deal breaker for her was that um, it's spanking the children. She said that she had never been spanked, and that he had talked about spanking, and he said he got spanked quite a bit, and she was like, that's a deal breaker for me. That's something I'll walk away from. A couple of weeks ago, he had talked about his deal breaker, and that was her making changes to herself or doing things where he wasn't consulted. And so, he had already talked about that. And I think that, when a man talks about, or a woman, could be a woman, and they talk about things very freely and openly where you don't have to try to pry the information out of them. I think that that is a really good sign of potentially having a very healthy relationship. I don't see Woody, lying to her purposely about anything. I don't see him double talking when he's in his confessions. Maybe you all see that about him. I don't know. I think that both of them are, of course, like in any other relationship, are going to hit their rough patches in this relationship. But for right now, I think it's a really good relationship. He took her out and she was looking nice and he was very complimentary of her. And, they just, had a really good conversation. And I think that I'm gonna keep my eye open and my heart open to these two because they have started off very, very well. The next couple that I want to talk about is Amelia and Bennett. Now, this is a relationship that I thought was perfect, right? Now, in one of the little episodes where they talked to the cast up front, my daughter said that she said if she had saw Bennett's information, prior to, like Karen, if she had saw the information prior to, she would not have walked down the aisle with Bennett if she had looked at his social media. And I think that Amelia, as a doctor, wants this relationship to be successful and she wants to be with him and they have a lot in common. And, she seems to like really like him, right? But the thing about it is, when they started talking about deal breakers and he started talking about things that universally a lot of people in his life have said that these are pet peeves and things that they don't like about him. She was like, I don't want to rock the boat with him. I don't want to, be real and confess that this is something that I don't like about him because I don't want to have this unnecessary argument with him. I'm just happy to be married. And to me, that's bitch, that's a flag. You need to go and tell this mofo what it is. How do you really feel about him and all that kind of stuff? Because, he's sitting there and he's saying, are you that tolerable? Do you just tolerate all of that kind of stuff, right? And so, he's noticing like little things about her not cleaning up the house. He says something to her about not washing, the dishes properly and stuff like that. And she kind of blew it off like it wasn't a big deal. But to a person that's tidy and wants to have the house together, that's a huge deal. And it is a con freaking deal breaker. He, tries to humor her by putting a chore list together and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, it's not a big deal. And of course she had hit, Oh, thank you so much, Palace and Pug. She said, hit that thumbs up button. He had put some cards, some flashcards together with the different chores that are in the house. And of course, I told my daughter, I said she's gonna pick mail, and sure enough, she picked mail. But she doesn't really take this stuff seriously, and I don't know if it's because she knows that she's going to be out of the house, a lot, during her residency. I don't know if she wants him to be Mr. Mom. I think the two of them have agreed that he would, he wasn't intimidated by her career or anything like that. They have to figure out where they're going to live, but for the most part, he's been really bending. He was sick for a couple of days, and she took care of him, and as a result of her taking care of him, he did a little special something something for, and had this woman to come in there. I said, the fuck. He had this woman to come in there and do some, sing some music and all that kind of stuff, and made her a little meal and stuff, and I thought it was really cute. But I think that even though this couple is probably going to stay together because they have the maturity level to stay together, I think that the lack of communication coming from Amelia is very, very questionable and could cause some serious problems in her relationship, because you could see that he was asking her over and over again, is it something that I'm annoying? He said, I don't put put deodorant on. She said, ditto. He just certain things that he was saying to her, she just was blowing it off, and he really wanted to have this heart to heart conversation with her. And I think it's unfair for her to blow him off that way. And not to be real about the situation, because at the end of the day, there are going to be complications in their relationship. The two of them have consummated their marriage, and they're very happy about that. And I'm happy for them, but bitch, she needs to open up her mouth, be real with him, tell him what it is that she doesn't like about him, just pet peeves, little things that you just, they little quirks and stuff like that. I think, sometimes some little quirks they can become big deals if you don't deal with them. Like somebody sucking their teeth or chewing with their mouth open when you go out to dinner, like stuff like that will have you going through a roof after a while, after you've had to deal with it over and over and over and over and over again. And I think it really needs to be talked about amongst the couples, right? So I just, I don't know whether or not they thinking. The next couple I want to talk about is Henry and Christina. Now, here's the spoiler. Spoiler alert. Henry is no longer with Christina. He has another girlfriend that he has actually been pictured with, and we'll talk about that later on. But he is not with Christina anymore, and he doesn't need to be. Christina came off to me as this entitled, bratty, rude individual, right? Just from the very first time when we saw her, I didn't like her from the giddy up, and she seemed very spoiled and didn't really have a very good relationship with men. Period. I think she had even mentioned in the beginning that she really didn't even have a relationship with her father. This woman to me is just a horrible person, and I think that Henry is too. Now I know that some people have questioned whether or not he's autistic, and I don't think that that even matters at this point, because a couple of episodes ago she had indicated that she had ADHD, and that she had been off her meds, and this is why she was impatient and rude to people. But I didn't believe that for 1 minute. Now all of a sudden, she tells him that she's going to be taking her meds, and that this is going to calm her down. And I'm thinking, you're on vacation, you're on a honeymoon, you're with this person, and you can't be upfront with them about your medical difficulties or whatever. Let's just put it like that, because I don't want to offend nobody, right? I'm gonna move this because I want to sit back on my sofa in my room. It's a rainy day, and so as rainy days go, I got my little footies and stuff like that on, and I'm ready to put this blanket around me and just wrap up like a baby, okay? But anyway, so she, is just a really rude person, and we've seen her be rude with production, And we've seen her go off script several times, indicating that, she was tired of carrying the conversation and that Henry wasn't really talking and stuff like that. But after she had taken her miracle drug, she is now, much better, and she's calm, coming off as calm, but she's still very cynical, and she's very sarcastic, and she is trying to compromise and trying to find things in a relationship where they connect. But as far as I'm concerned, there is no connection between the two of them whatsoever. I think that Henry was completely turned off by her, and it was no coming back. And I think that sometimes when you are just turned off by a person, you just turned off. And he told her that he would commit to her and commit to going through the experience and through the experiment. But it's no way in the world that I would want him to do me that favor, boo. You ain't got to do me that solid. She asked him, he had a conversation with Amani, right? And it was a very private conversation where he told her about the impatience and that it was a deal breaker for him. And as soon as he finished the conversation, Amani went back and told her. And of course, she confronted him on it, and he was honest about the situation. A lot of the fans of Married at First Sight felt like she had thrown him under the bus and that she had broken the confidentiality between the two of them. I don't know if he said it, but unless he said, don't go back and tell her, that she had, in my opinion, she hasn't broken any confidentiality agreement between the two of them. Although morally, she, in my opinion, she was dead ass wrong. This is not something that Christina should have found out. Christine should have found out in front of all of her peers, like for real, for real. And if this was a situation that was going on between her and Woody, I'm sure that she would have wanted, the person to respect her and not to, put her on blast like that in front of them. But when she confronted him about it, he did not back down from it. He recognized that he probably should not have said that to her. But at the same time, he didn't back down off of it. He was like, you impatient in the mofo. And over the last couple of days, you've been getting your together. But on the for real, we've already had a conversation about this. And I ain't going to fake for you, bitch. I'm not faking for you or for anybody else. And I mean, you know what? You couldn't do anything but respect him for that. Um, but I mean, it just is what it is. I think some of these couples just really should not have been together, like Olivia and Brett. Brett is just such an insecure man. It's pathetic how insecure Brett is. Of course, spoiler alert, Brett is not with Olivia anymore, and he too now has a new girlfriend that he has been filmed with. And he needs a new girlfriend. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing. Ooh, excuse me. This man's self-esteem is so cotton freaking low, it's low down to the ground. He immediately got intimidated by her because of her salary, right? And because of the fact that she wanted to live her life through it, uh, uh, by her own rules, right? And so because of that, he really got turned off by her and just really wanted to try to put her down and drag her down to the ground because, she wanted to use her money that she earns for entertainment and for flying around. Yes, Julia Lemons, Brett was a waste of time. He absolutely was. And even when they went out this week and they were with the friends, hey, would you tell everyone but Christina was what was okay. Henry would tell everyone but Christina what was the problem. The experts should not have people who are slow, don't communicate, don't participate. They shouldn't be on the show. I appreciate that comment TM hyphen 10. Thank you for that comment. But I don't know whether or not he was or he wasn't communicating. A lot of people, and I'm going to be talking about that on my other channel, TM10. So I'm hoping that you are subscribed to that channel when I do my Auntie Say It Isn't So. But a lot of people believe that he has been just getting bad at it, and that the situation and the things that are going on with him communicating with her has been edits, and that he has absolutely tried to work with her. Um, but I do appreciate your comment. Thank you. Thank you. So Olivia is, is out with her friends, and she takes him out with her. He doesn't participate. He says it's not trivia, although they're asking trivia questions. He's just an asshole all the way around. And he is just so insecure. I mean, just because your woman makes more than you does should not take away your ability to still feel like a man and be a man in your household. I don't know. I'm subscribed to say it isn't so. That's what you get, real on those mofos and call it like it is. I love that. Thank you, Sloan. Yes, he is very rude. Jordy, is that Jordy? Yeah, Jordy. Okay. Absolutely. He is very condescending and rude. And you know what? And in some ways she is too. I have to admit with her, I feel like she doesn't really have room for him. She has built her life around entertainment, around her friends, and around her profession. And sometimes if you listen to the things that she says, it doesn't appear that she has opened up her heart to allow him in either. She wants it her way, he wants it his way, and the two of them are just clashing like two cymbals. And it's really unfortunate that it did not work out with them. And I don't really believe that he was physically attracted to her, although he said he was. They had, when you looked at this in the beginning, the editing made it seem like he was this bachelor and he was just, yes, absolutely, Randy, a bad match. He was this bachelor and, he was flirty and all that kind of stuff. Those are the edits that we saw. But then when we saw the two of them come to, and she was just this mild-mannered type of chick, right? But when we saw the two of them come together, it was the complete opposite. He was the homebody, the one who had the home and, wanted to live this very quiet life. And she's the one who's out in the street and, hanging out with her girlfriends and stuff like that. So editing can make or break how we view these couples. I truly do believe that editing had a lot to do. Hi, it's Jill. It had a lot to do with it. So I don't know, about this particular couple. I do. I noticed that Olivia weeks ago, she's kind of said that her activities will not change. Right. She doesn't really have room for him. Okay? She just doesn't have room for him in her life. The next couple I want to talk about is Miles and Karen. I'm so fucking sick of Karen, y'all. I don't know what the hell to do. Karen act like she trying to come around, like she's just this, you know, this shorty badass, and I'm just so sick of her. She don't know whether her ass is up, down, or level to the ground. She gets on my damn nerves. She was not ready for this. She said that she was an introverted person, but she's more of a hermit than anything else. She's squeamish when it talks about the relationship. She want this motherfucker to be, you know, she wants him to be rough and tough with his afro puff. But then again, when he tries to come out with, this masculine thing that she wants, then she doesn't want that in. She regrets, I mean, she rejects everything that this man does. And when he went on the refrigerator, even though he was out of control, right, bitch? You don't write on the refrigerator that I'm gonna have sex with my wife, and you scheduled it out because she ain't even kissing your ass. So what makes him think that she's going to flip and change for him? She's not. she's not gonna flip and change. She's not attracted to him because she feels like ever since she found out how old he was and that he suffered with depression, she feels like she's the queen of all queens, bitch, and he's just a little pauper on the street. Somebody she's bringing into the castle that she's training to be a jester, a court jester for her ass. Fuck Karen. I just, I just, I hate to say that because she's an adorable looking young woman, but all this right here is just like really jacked up. And she just gets on my damn nerve. I don't mean to be cussing like that, but then again, I do. Because she's one of them type of women I would just cuss her ass out every time I got a chance. She gonna go and leave and go to her own apartment and come back and talk about she felt unsafe. Bitch, what is you trying to say that he did? What are you trying to imply? We all know what she was trying to imply. Go to hell with that. Just because that man said that and came out of pocket, you should have took your head, put your head back in the ponytail like mine is, all his hair in his ponytail, and you should have cussed his ass out. That's how you handle that situation. You cussed that out and you put him in his place. That's what you do. But see, the problem with Miles is he one of them needy mofos and he got to be people pleasing every goddamn body. Okay? Miles is just a people pleaser and he would not, like, he wouldn't last with me for a damn week. I don't need you to kiss my ass. I need you to hold my hand and walk beside me through this thing called life. Don't sit up there, be compromising on everything with me and not really being who you really are. Don't come be like a jack in the box bitch. And after I whine you a couple of times, do 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 boom, and you pop out, bitch, and use a whole nother mofo. Don't do that. I don't there's certain things about Miles I don't like. Miles is immature. Okay? He would get on my damn nerve, all right? And he's not really being authentically him. He's just not. He kissing her ass. But the thing about it is, every time he pops about his little thing, she wants to push him back in there again and keep winding it and winding it and winding it. I thought that the way that she handled the situation with the thing on the board was just really petty and immature. And I just wanted to cold cock her ass and just tell her, get it together. Either you like him or you don't like him. They went out with, the other little couple, Amelia and Bennett. They went out with them and everything. And she was kissing him. And it looked like it was killing her ass to kiss him. And I just was like, I can't, I can't I can't with her. I don't think that she was ready for this experiment or this experience. And I think that she needs to make a decision on whether or not she's going to be with Miles or not. And if she's not going to be with him, kick that mofo to the curb and kick him quickly. Because he seemed like he one of them mofos. Like I said, he seems like he a mofo that be stalking your ass, okay? You be trying to get rid of him, and he be stalking the dog up out of you, okay? Is there another couple that I need to talk about? I think that was it, right? I talked about Bennett. I talked about Olivia and Brett. I talked about Miles and Karen. I talked about I talked about everybody. These couples this year, they're a little different. If I had to predict what these couples would do, absent of some of these spoilers, um, I would say Amelia and Brett gonna be together. I think that Woody is going to be together with Armani because I really do believe that he cares about each other. Right now, they're talking about COVID, and so they're going to be stuck up in the house together, bitch. And you remember when Amelia was saying that she could stay in the box, in the cardboard box with Bennett? Let's see how that work out when, she really got to be in the cardboard box with them. But anyway, y'all, this is my review on Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 10, Deal Breakers. Let me know in the comment section on what you think. Is you like Amani? I like Amani too, but Amani faking. Amani trying to act like she don't love Woody, and she know damn well she loved his dirty drawers on the floor, bitch. She love everything about that mofo, okay? like she loves the way he makes her feel. And here's the thing, it's nothing wrong with loving the way that somebody makes you feel. If they make you feel like a woman and they make you feel needed and wanted and appreciated, bitch, go with the flow. I mean, learn how to love it. If he love it, damn it, I love it. If he don't like it, I mean, that's his problem. But go with the flow with all of this, okay? Stop playing games and hanging on to your past. Let it go. Cut the cord and let the hot air balloon go up in the sky, bitch. Let it go up in the sky. You know you love that mother like a Woody. I wouldn't like Woody because I don't like Woody hair. But to each his own. I don't know. But this is the conclusion of my review. Thank you all so much for being here again. I am gonna hit y'all with some spoilers, but we're gonna be doing that over at Auntie's Advice channel for women. I heard Miles and Karen are still together, Auntie. Okay, well that's good. I'm glad that she finally got herself together. Right now she's getting on my motherfucking nerves, and I'm glad that she is doing something to stay with him. She just gets on my fucking nerve. Maybe she gonna come around and let him get some. And that the thing about it is that's probably exactly what she needs. She probably need to get her some. Having said that, I'm out.